Hi guys, I'm Andrew Boylan.
And I'm Mike Franz.
And welcome to the commentary on this one.
Titled The Dancer from Season 4.
The final season. You want to talk about this Star Wars Risk scene?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot that went into it. I think we previously shot this scene for Season 3. And then I think the footage wasn't good, so we scrapped it. And then I remember Andrew said, hey, let's try refilming that and putting it in a different episode. So we refilmed it, and it came out really well. Really enjoyable. And that was my Star Wars Risk board game that I had at home. So it was fun to bring.
You must have brought that over to the set. Like, how many days do you think? Like 6 days, 7 days, something like that? You kept bringing it back and forth because we never really had a finished script for this scene. Especially for this. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I was working on this episode, I needed an opening, and I said, let me get that Star Wars Risk idea that we were going to do, because we had more footage for this scene, and I decided to just cut to us do it, because there's a whole scene where, like, I'm on the steps, and you bring in the Star Wars Risk game, and you say, hey, Andrew, it's time to play Star Wars Risk. I'm like, why? And he goes, well, because it's in the oh, wait, that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, that's right, a contract joke.
Yeah, we were going to do that, and I said, you know what, it's been over a year since the contract was destroyed. Why would he still say that? Mm-hmm. So I cut it out. This was actually a good way to start off the Andrew character, because this was the 8th to last episode of the show, and when this episode aired, we had already taken off for like a month. This is like late March, and the show was going to end May 2nd, and there was like 5 more episodes left before the finale. So it was kind of interesting watching Andrew talk like that, you know, all upbeat and positive, which is something he never does.
And Toby doing the Star Wars.
And your Yoda impression is just so good. Like,
I loved this opening for Season 4. It just utilized so many great clips from the season.
Yeah, the openings were always good. Oh, gosh.
Dan's shirt.
Yeah. Toby has a girlfriend, something you never thought would ever happen.
The girlfriend.
So I guess Andrew was the only one that never did get that. Mm-hmm. I mean, even in the comeback, he tried, but he could never get a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. This was my favorite bit of the episode, one of my favorites. You know, originally, we were going to get someone to play that role as the girlfriend, because I had a lot more, because the funny thing is, this episode is called The Dancer, and you never see her. Like, she's barely in. I was honestly thinking of calling this episode The Footloose, but I thought that would be too, like, I didn't want to name it that, just because of that one scene.
Yeah. And
I remember talking to our good friend Sam Ray about being in this, and she said, and she was gonna do it. I said, you know, I went up to her. I said, you know, you're gonna be playing Mike Franz's girlfriend for this episode. Are you okay with that? And she's like, for an episode, sure. So, but then she called me up. And she said, I'm sorry, I can't make it. And I'm like, oh man, all right, that's a shame. So I had to rewrite it without her. So, but it would have been fun to get her on the show, because we were trying to find someone to play the girlfriend.
Well, at the same time, I think it's a nice kind of sitcom device where the girlfriend exists, but only on the phone. Yeah. And it's a good way to not have to hire another actor.
Yeah, that's true. Dan lost so much weight in between seasons. It's unbelievable. I'm sorry. Like as I was watching this episode, if you watch like the first season, like when he first joined, I mean, man, it's only been like 3 years, but he looks so different than when he... And that was a major problem, because when I was doing an episode like December Delights, originally that was going to be like a flashback episode. And we couldn't do flashbacks because we had aged. I mean, Mike and I were like the only ones that could have done it, I guess.
Possibly.
Yeah.
My hair is still not flippable at all.
And I still look like I'm 18 here, so it doesn't, even though I'm 21, but, you know. Yeah, Andrew's got to help.
He's got to call him.
I stumbled on that line a little bit. I couldn't get the line out. Like, the original line was, "What if I don't want to?" And instead I throw in, what if I don't want to? That's not what I wanted to do. But it was one take. We left it in. I gotta say, this dialogue really makes no sense. Like, why would Andrew help out Toby? It's only to get to the Footloose scene, but it's a great payoff.
Oh yeah, I think that's probably why Andrew did it.
Yeah, that's probably good.
That's fun, and I think this is unique in that Toby's kind of asking for his help, which he doesn't usually do.
Yeah, it's good because he's got no contract to back it up.
Yeah, so he's relying solely on their relationship, which has been established over the last couple of years. It's nice. I think a character like Toby could have just been a guest star who came on for a couple of episodes and really antagonized the main cast, but I think him becoming a main character and the way he developed was really, really good. And what he developed into, I think, just served the series well in conjunction with the other characters.
You know, this whole story arc really went nowhere. The whole thing with Julianne and Dan about writing a new novel and everything. Like, I needed something to help fill in that story arc because the only thing I had for this episode was the Footloose scene. That was all I had because I wanted to see us doing that. And, oh God, how long did this take to shoot? Like, a couple of days at least.
If I remember, this happened pretty quickly. I think it only took us, an hour and a half?
Maybe an hour and a half to shoot. Yeah, because Julianne was with us when we shot this, and she got a lot of these. Like, every time you see Mike and I in the same shot, that's Julianne holding the camera. That's actually a Genesis record, if you're wondering. It's not. I don't have the Kenny Loggins Footloose on record. I don't have that. That's Genesis. That's actually the Genesis album from 1982, I believe. The one that has That's All on it, in case you guys are wondering. You know, when we were filming this, I had no idea how this was going to turn out until I remember like a month later after we shot this, the teaser trailer went up with the Footloose in it, and we had some clips of this. But when I was editing the episode, I had no idea if this was going to match up or look right, and it looked so good as it was coming along.
I remember seeing that teaser. I really enjoyed how this episode kind of played in the teaser. Oh boy.
Oh.
This is so much fun.
If you're wondering why those blinds are like that in the background, it's because of Maisie, my dog. We couldn't get those fixed. And when we moved out of that house shortly after we shot this this final season, we didn't bother to fix that because we were moving. We didn't care. This was so much fun to work on. I love how the record player's not even turned on anymore. Like, the music is... We're just so awesome that the music just comes out of nowhere now. Yeah, that was sped up.
Those are my legs, just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, that's not me.
And for this kind of dancing, I just did really whatever I could possibly think of. I don't consider myself a dancer in any respect, so for those of you who are dancers and watching this, please disregard all of these moves.
Yeah, I'm not a dancer either, but like what you're seeing here, I mean, I could do better, but like if you put on like the Bee Gees, I'll go crazy. I will dance until I drop.
Oh, that's right. That previous shot was, I think, my feet trying to do the moonwalk, which...
Yeah, you were trying to do it, and I thought that would be funny.
15 minutes to try and instruct me how to do it.
Yeah. There was a lot more moonwalking in this, but I didn't want to have that in here because the comeback was going to air 2 weeks after this, and I didn't want that to upstage it, so... Yeah. That's Breakfast Club right there. If you notice, there's a shot where like Emilio Estevez does that when they're in the tension.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And this was tough because we had to shoot both of us singing the whole song because originally it was only going to be a couple of like the first verse and the chorus, and that was it. And then I thought, you know what? We shot so much of this, we're just going to put the whole song in. Yeah. And that sitcom left it. This was the first episode I used that had different sitcom tracks than the ones I was originally using. So it worked out pretty good. I love how you see the tripod in the background. That's my favorite right there. That's my favorite. Because when I did the clip show, when you dance to that, it matched up perfectly. Dance till you can't dance till you can't dance no more. Oh man. Yeah, we're not that good at dancing.
It was still a lot of fun.
I love that. I love how Julianne just zoomed into that. That was great. I didn't tell her to do that. She just did it.
Yeah, you're just
I love how you see the marker on the record player there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. Everyone knows this from the teaser.
Yes.
Yeah, Julianne did a really good job at getting these shots because this was all her, all these handheld shots. Yeah, I had to have it freeze right on that part.
Oh my goodness. There we
no,
go.
I'm not finished with the novel yet.
I love Dad in this.
Yeah. Except for Twilight. That was written in a day.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. What else is new?
Oh, you're wearing the mountains.
Mountains are calling and I must go. Yeah. The mountains will never call you, Andrew. You are under this contract.
I love that even though Dan and Andrew argue, whenever it comes to Toby, they're always united.
Yeah.
And they're always on point.
Hope you've learned it. Andrew's such a dick. I am a dick, but I do it with class. Okay. That's not really me, by the way. You gotta remember, these characters we play are not us. We might have the same names, but they're not us.
Was it he gave it to you to write it for him?
No, I think I wanted to check my email or something. I think that's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
That laptop has been through a lot.
Oh yeah. Alina threw it on the floor, and it got tossed around. But a lot of things got tossed around this set, like the Christmas star in the Christmas Tale episode that got broken. We were tossing that around. When we shot that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Originally this wasn't going to be it because, like I said, when we had our cast member to do that, she was going to break up with him right there. But we had to rewrite it. So. And this was the first episode that ended in a freeze frame. I don't think we'd ever done that before in a freeze frame. You know? Yeah. Classic.
Oh, what a good episode.
Classic episode.